You didn't arrive here by accident. This moment was chosen. Your soul was summoned. You may believe you clicked a video, but in truth, a divine force reached into your day, into your rhythm, and stopped time just long enough for this message to find you. And now, as you sit in stillness, the heavens begin to speak. 16th October, midnight. God warns, someone close to you is hiding the truth. These words weren't crafted by human thought, they were delivered on the breath of revelation, sent directly to your spirit, because something near you is no longer safe to remain unseen. And the time to ignore the feeling, to overlook the sign, to explain away the shift has passed. His message didn't arrive early, and didn't arrive late. It came in the only moment it could now. You've been feeling it, the subtle unraveling of what once felt familiar, the quiet shift in someone's tone, the delayed responses, the energy that once felt warm but now chills your spirit. This divine transmission was timed to intercept you in the hour your soul could finally bear the truth. That's why it's coming through at midnight, when the veil thins, when the unseen stirs, when spirit speaks clearest. The title itself is a warning, but the voice behind it is love. Love that will no longer allow you to be deceived. You were not meant to pass this message by. Something higher pulled you into this space because the course you're on has been tampered with. What you thought was safe hath been compromised. What you trusted has grown roots in secrecy, and heaven could not let you continue blind. Your life has reached a divine threshold, and so the guardian stepped in. I, Archangel Michael, have been commanded to interrupt your atmosphere, not to create fear, but to awaken discernment. When destiny is under attack, divine intervention becomes immediate. I have walked beside you in silence. You felt me in moments of unshakable peace, in bursts of clarity that felt like wind in your chest. Your ancestors have been circling, sending signals in nature, in dreams, in flickers of knowing you could never quite explain. Your higher self has whispered, "Look again." And even when you doubted, the signs intensified. Repeating numbers. Tarantesh was someone close. Unspoken guilt hanging in the air. None of it was random. We have been guiding you, nudging you, preparing you for this sacred truth because your soul deserves freedom. Here is movement now, swift, unseen, divine. The energy around you is sharpening. The hidden motives of another are being exposed. The one who walks beside you with a smile may be the same one masking their truth behind silence. Heaven is lifting the veil. The clock has struck. What was once hidden cannot survive the light now pouring into your life. Masks are slipping. Truth is rising. And heaven has no intention of letting you remain asleep to what threatens your calling. The urgency is not to create panic, it is to initiate awakening. Today, stay until the final breath of this message, for what is being revealed was timed for this exact moment. You will not walk forward in the dark. You will not remain in confusion. You will not carry what is not yours to hold. By the end of this message, you will understand why Archangel Michael reached into your dimension and declared that the truth must be known now. You were chosen to hear this. And now, it begins. You're not imagining this. That pull in your chest. The flicker of unease when certain people speak. That sudden awareness in the middle of the night when your soul feels like it's standing up, alert and awake, even though your body is still. You've been sensing it. Something isn't right and heaven knows it. You are not paranoid. You are being prepared. You were summoned to this moment not by curiosity, but by divine instruction. You are under a sacred watch now. This is your divine interruption. The message you're hearing now is not from this world, it is from the higher realms, from the war rooms of heaven. from the presence of angels who see what you cannot, who know what you suspected but haven't yet proven. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak now as heaven's sword-bearer, sent to cut through deception, to divide light from shadow, and to reveal what must be seen for your protection. Heaven is in countdown. The moment you pressed play, a spiritual alert was triggered. A veil was torn, and what was once allowed to remain hidden has now been summoned into the light. There is a presence near you, close enough to touch, close enough to trust, who has veiled their intent. Not by accident, not by confusion, but by design. Their silence is not innocent. Their charm is not clean. There is a calculation beneath their kindness, and heaven is no longer silent about it. The energy around you has been disturbed. The angels have gathered. They've seen the delay in your spirit, the doubt that entered when you were in their presence, the dreams that grew darker, the joy that fell dim. This message is a prophetic window opened just wide enough for you to step through and finally see what's been moving behind the curtain of your life. This is not entertainment. This is not suggestion. This is a divine summons. Your destiny is being watched. Your path has been interfered with, and the heavens refuse to allow one more hour of your journey to be misled by illusion. Someone hath been hiding truth behind loyalty. They have used proximity as a disguise. They have used emotional connection as a shield. But spirit cannot be fooled, and your soul has already started to resist their energy. That discomfort you feel when you're near them, that exhaustion, that fog, it's not fatigue. It's revelation. You are absorbing what they are hiding, and the time has come to cut it off before it poisons more of your light. I am here with your ancestors. I am here with legions of angels who have watched in silence long enough. You've been patient. You've been kind. You made excuses, given chances, questioned your own clarity. But not anymore. This is the moment the heavens say, enough. Enough silence. Enough delay. Enough confusion. You are not being dramatic. You are being awakened. And this message is your confirmation. You were right to pause. You were right to wonder. You were right to feel that something sacred was off. And now the voice of the divine confirms it. Someone near you is not who they claim to be. Stay focused. Stay aware. And do not turn away from what your spirit already knows to be true. Because by the time this message is complete, the shadows that once stood in your light will no longer have the power to remain. You are not alone. You were never crazy. And you were never forgotten. This is your moment of revelation. Your moment of spiritual clarity. And you will not walk forward blind. Type 111 in the comments to affirm. I receive this divine warning. I choose truth. I choose protection. I walk in light. They came into your life like warmth, like safety, like someone sent to help you carry the weight you'd been holding on your own for far too long. Your voice was steady, your presence familiar. They knew how to listen, how to mirror your light, how to say the right things at the right times. But something was never fully clean. Something about them lingered when they left the room, a heaviness, a fog, a question you couldn't quite ask. And now, as the veil lifts, the heavens speak plainly. What you felt was not confusion, it was interference. What you sensed was not anxiety, it was an inner knowing. That presence was not aligned with your spirit. They were absorbing your light, studying your path, siphoning what heaven placed in you for their own gain. You were not being helped. You were being watched. The interference wasn't always loud. Sometimes it came as overconcern. Sometimes it came wrapped in advice that left you more unsure than grounded. Sometimes it came in laughter that didn't reach the eyes. It wasn't just what they said, it was what you felt after they said it. The delay in your clarity. The spiritual tiredness that lingered. The dreams that shifted. You began to second-guess yourself. You began to soften your instincts, to quiet your discernment. But beloved, I tell you now, that was not love. That was control in disguise. That was jealousy dressed as support. That was envy pretending to protect you. They didn't just want to be close, they wanted to stay close enough to redirect your alignment, to delay your acceleration, to subtly distort what heaven planted in you. And I, Archangel Michael, have come now to burn through that distortion and return you to spiritual vision. You felt the shift before the signs came. You saw their energy retreat when you succeeded. You felt the lack of celebration when your spirit rose. You noticed the change in their presence when you started talking about purpose, growth, divine calling. They didn't cheer for you, they calculated how to stay connected to what you were building without being fully exposed. But now the season of secrecy is collapsing. Heaven is no longer allowing double-mindedness in your atmosphere. God is not letting your promise be shared with someone who only honors you in public, but questions your light in private. That's why the distance began. That's why the conversation shifted. That's why the energy feels strange. The exposure has already begun. Don't let guilt keep you tethered. Don't let false loyalty silence your discernment. You are not being asked to destroy, only to see, to witness what is unfolding, to let heaven reveal what it has been protecting you from all along. This is not about bitterness. This is not about revenge. This is about release, about spiritual clarity, about unmasking what has quietly worked against your calling while pretending to be part of your covenant. What you thought was help was actually hindrance. What you assumed was support was subtle sabotage. And now that the hidden hands have been revealed, you will walk forward with new eyes. Let this truth settle in your spirit. You were not wrong. You were not blind. You were being spiritually tested, spiritually preserved. And now, you are being spiritually released. The interference has been identified. The mask is falling. And you, child of the light, are being ushered into a new clarity untouched by deception. Type 333 in the comments to declare, the interference is exposed. My spirit is aligned. My path is protected by heaven. It wasn't just a feeling, it was a sign. It wasn't just coincidence, it was confirmation. The dreams, the numbers, the strange energy in the room when they entered, it was all heaven trying to get your attention. You've seen things lately that you can't explain. Snakes slithering through your dreams. Doors opening and closing without meaning. Water rising, fire burning, people from your past showing up in your sleep with faces that didn't match their energy. These were not accidents. These were messages. Prophetic warnings sent to awaken the part of you that always knew something deeper was unfolding beneath the surface. You have been walking through a season of spiritual signs. Heaven hath been speaking, but not in the language of man, in the language of spirit. And you, beloved, have been hearing it, even when you couldn't fully understand. Have you noticed the numbers? Repeating pattern like 111, 333, 555. Waking up suddenly at 3:33 a.m. again and again. Have you heard their name in conversations you weren't part of, seen it appear in songs, text threads, or memories that shouldn't be resurfacing now? That's not coincidence, it's divine confirmation. It's spirit highlighting the person you've begun to question in your heart. It's your higher self sounding the alarm. And the broken things, the shattered glass, the technology that fails in their presence, The way your body suddenly tires when you're near them, all of it is your energy trying to shield itself. You have been absorbing a weight that was never yours to carry. And your body, your soul, your spirit, they've all been trying to speak for you when your mind was still trying to be polite. Butterflies appearing at your window, cats staring into nothing, birds circling above your path, these aren't cute distractions. These are messengers. Nature doesn't lie. Spirit moves through the wind, through the eyes of animals, through the pattern of leaves falling where they shouldn't. These messengers carry the frequency of your ancestors, your angels, and your protectors. They've been walking with you, whispering, "Look again." You've heard the whisper in your bones, in the silence between thoughts, in the way your stomach turns around certain people. That's not anxiety, that's discernment. That's your soul remembering the truth before your mind is ready to accept it. Each missed call, each delayed text, each time they forgot something important to you, it wasn't forgetfulness. It was spiritual misalignment. It was a divine attempt to slow your bond, to break the illusion, to let you feel the gap between what they say and what they truly are. The more you tried to hold on, the more signs began to flood in. You were never meant to walk blind. The signs were the map. They were the preparation. And now you are standing at the edge of revelation, with heaven saying, "Do you see it now? Trust what you've seen. Trust what you felt. Trust the signs, even when they came wrapped in mystery. Because God never warns without reason. Spirit never stirs without purpose. And every moment of confusion was a breadcrumb leading you to this truth. You were never crazy. You were being shown. Type 555 in the comments to confirm. I trust the signs. I recognize the patterns. I accept divine confirmation. The unmasking has already begun. You may not have noticed it in full yet, but the shift has started. The silence between conversations has grown heavier. The tension beneath their compliments has become more noticeable. The words they once used to hold power over you now feel hollow, weak, see-through. Heaven isn't waiting for you to confront them, heaven is handling it. The truth that was buried, cloaked, and twisted is surfacing, piece by piece. What was once whispered in the shadows is being forced into the light. And though they may try to hold their mask in place, it's slipping. Their energy is leaking. Their intentions are being revealed not by confrontation, but by divine exposure. You don't have to chase the truth. You don't have to dig. You just have to watch. Their confession may come suddenly in a mistake, in a slip of the tongue, in an unguarded moment when they forget to play the part. It may come in a dream, where spirit lays their truth bare before your sleeping eyes. It may come through someone else, an unexpected messenger who unknowingly reveals what was hidden. Or it may come through your own discernment so sharp, so clear, that no lie can survive in its presence. The unmasking won't be chaotic. It will be surgical, clean, controlled by heaven itself. And in this process, your only task is alignment. Stay centered. Stay anchored. Do not lower your energy to match theirs. Do not engage in spiritual tug-of-war. You were not made to wrestle in the mud. You were made to rise in the light. The justice of God does not scream, it arrives in silence, like a sword drawn in the spirit. Divine timing is at work. What they thought would remain hidden forever, it is being revealed on sacred schedule. The mask is not falling by accident, it is being removed by divine hand. And when it falls, you will not feel rage, you will feel release. You will remember who you were before their influence softened your discernment. You will reclaim the fire you had before their confusion dimmed your light. And you will watch, with holy stillness, as their power over you evaporates in the presence of truth. Do not run to warn them. Do not try to fix what heaven is correcting. There is no need to beg, to plead, to ask for explanations. When truth moves, it doesn't need agreement. It simply is. Their time to speak is ending. Your time to see clearly has begun. You were not left behind. You were not forgotten. You were protected, hidden in plain sight, covered by your angels until the right moment arrived. That moment is now. This is not revenge. This is restoration. You are not here to expose them with bitterness. You are here to watch God reveal truth with justice. Divine justice is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it removes without warning. And sometimes it allows the person to remove themselves through their own mistakes, through their own unraveling, through their own inability to carry the lie any further. Hold your peace. Let the mask fall, and do not reach to pick it up. By the time the truth finishes revealing itself, you will no longer question what was real and what was illusion. You will know, and you will be free. Type 777 in the comments to declare, I release the need to chase truth. I trust divine exposure. I stand in my spiritual authority. You have felt the weight of lost pieces of your peace, your time, your clarity stolen by something that never announced its theft. There were opportunities that slipped away, moments that should have prospered but somehow crumbled without reason. You questioned yourself, your timing, even your worth. But beloved, hear me clearly now. You did not lose because you were weak. You were delayed because heaven was protecting what was sacred. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. The blessings that seemed to vanish were only being preserved, held behind divine walls until the atmosphere around you was purified. The pain you felt was not punishment, it was purification. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every strange silence was heaven's way of saying, not yet. They can't go where you're headed. There were nights you felt drained after being with them, mornings you woke up heavy without reason. You tried to pray it away, to love harder, to forgive faster, but nothing changed. That was because your spirit was being tangled in a battle it was never meant to fight. Their energy was feeding off yours, taking the peace that belonged to you and converting it into confusion. But God saw. The angels saw. Your ancestors stood guard, whispering into your intuition, don't chase what keeps wounding you. They had to let you see the false connections crumble so that divine ones could emerge. The hands that once held you were never meant to hold your destiny. And now that the interference has been exposed, heaven is restoring everything they touched, but cleaner, freer, stronger. The delay was divine. What seemed like the end was actually the setup for your rising. Every tear watered the ground for your next harvest. Every betrayal became the proof that you were chosen for something greater than comfort. And now, as you stand in this moment of divine recognition, understand this truth. Nothing that belongs to your purpose can be stolen. It can only be delayed until your energy is ready to carry it with power. The restoration will not come through the same people. It will come through new alignments, unexpected favor, and divine acceleration. The time they stole, heaven will multiply. The trust they broke, heaven will mend. The peace they disturbed, heaven will triple in your life. So breathe. The war you felt inside was never about losing, it was about preparing. You are stepping into a season where God replaces everything that was taken, but not in the same form. You will get back what was lost, you'll get back better. What left your life cleared the path for what's divinely yours to find you unblocked, untainted, and fully awake. Heaven has kept a record of every delay, every tear, every moment you felt unseen. And now it writes a new chapter, one not defined by what they hid, but by what you are about to receive. Type 888 in the comments to affirm, what was delayed will be restored. I am protected, purified, and prepared for divine restoration. You'll feel it before you can explain it. The air around you will change. Your chest will loosen. Your thoughts will sow. There will be a stillness that doesn't ask for attention, it simply arrives. That is how freedom begins. Not always with fire, not always with knowing, but with breath. You'll wake up one morning and realize the heaviness is gone. The confusion you used to carry like armor will have vanished. You won't remember the last time you felt drained after speaking to them because they'll no longer be part of your space. This, beloved, is the breakthrough. The moment when what was hidden no longer holds power. When the interference has dissolved. When your spirit has moved beyond what tried to tether it in shadows. The shift won't be loud. It will be sacred. Holy. Private. Between you and the heavens that never stopped fighting for your release. You may cry for no reason. Not because you are broken, but because your soul finally remembers what clarity feels like. Because peace, when it returns, feels foreign after too many seasons of spiritual tension. The silence they left behind may at first feel strange, but do not chase it. That silence is a gift. It is your space being cleared for the real to arrive. The shift will happen not just in energy, but in what you tolerate, in what you expect, in how your spirit recognizes truth. You'll look back on what once confused you and feel nothing but clarity. What once had a hold on your heart will now feel distant, like something you dreamed but woke up from. And that's how you'll know the shift is real. The one who once disrupted your peace may go silent now. They may vanish. They may retreat. Don't take that as loss, take it as confirmation. Your exit is not rejection. It is release. You no longer need to beg for clarity when truth has been revealed. You no longer need to protect someone who was sent to test your spiritual discernment. That lesson has been learned. That cycle has been closed, and your energy now belongs to you again, undisturbed, reclaimed, recharged by heaven's hand. You're not just shifting emotional, you're shifting spiritual. Your aura is being rewired. Your prayers are being restored. Your discernment is being sharpened. You are remembering who you were before the interference, and who you were always meant to become. There is a new alignment entering your life. You'll meet people who feel easy to breathe around. You'll notice doors opening without resistance. You'll feel creativity returning, dreams reigniting, strength awakening. That's not luck. That's not chance. That is the aftershock of breakthrough. You cleared what could not walk with you. And now, your soul is making space for everything that was waiting for this exact frequency. So don't doubt the shift just because it's quiet. Stillness is sacred. Peace is prophetic. And this time, you won't have to question if it's real. You'll feel it. You'll know it. Because the interference is gone, and your spirit is finally free. Top 999 in the comments to declare, the breakthrough is here. The shift is real. My spirit is free and rising. It often returns yes before it's gone for good. The energy, the voice, the pattern. Right when you found your peace, when your clarity sharpens, your aura strengthens, and your spirit no longer aches, they feel it. Not with their mind, but with their spirit. The one who once drained you, deceived you, delayed you, they feel the disconnection. And that's when they reach. That's when the test arrives. But hear me now. This is not reconciliation. This is not redemption. This is the final test before your liberation. Do not mistake their sudden warmth for transformation. This is not healing, it is habit. They are not returning out of love. They are returning because their energy cannot feed off you anymore. And for spirits that survive on control, your freedom feels like starvation. They may come softly, with apologies, with stories that sound like growth, with eyes that mirror your old connection and words that echo your old dreams. They may remind you of laughter, of trust, of moments where it felt good. But don't forget, pain often wears the same voice as nostalgia. And not all apologies are clean. Some are simply tools to re-enter your life. They'll offer peace, but it's poisoned. They'll call it closure, but it's really a reopening. The test is not in what they say, it's in what your spirit feels after the conversation ends. If peace evaporates, if your light dims again, you already know. This test isn't about proving your heart. It's about protecting it. This final encounter may not be verbal. It may be a dream, a memory that resurfaces, a mutual friend mentioning their name, a photo that pops up without warning. That's the spiritual hook designed to trigger softness, to test your discernment. Heaven is watching what you do next. You are not being judged. You are being measured for alignment, for clarity, for readiness. This is the last gate before full release. The enemy does not want to lose access to you. That's why it feels tempting. That's why it feels familiar. But remember, you are not who you were the last time you entertained their presence. You are stronger now. Jubber. Spiritually refined. Don't seek closure. Don't reopen the door. Don't respond to the message sent in emotional bait. You don't need to explain your growth to someone who buried your light. You don't need to shriek to be understood. Your silence now is sacred. Your distance now is power. This isn't about punishment, it's about protection. God is shielding you from the last emotional hook that could keep you tied to what you've already been delivered from. The test isn't about them. It's about you. Can you hold your boundary in the presence of false healing? Can you recognize the difference between emotional comfort and spiritual alignment? You owe no one your peace. You owe no one your energy. You owe yourself freedom. You owe your future clarity. And you owe your calling the space to rise without being poisoned by the past. Let them think what they want. Let them tell their version. You are not here to defend your transformation. You are here to walk in it. This is the final test. Not the beginning of something new, but the last echo of something old. Pass it. Walk through it. Rise above it. And never look back. Type 444 in the comments to affirm. I will not be deceived. I pass this final test. My peace is my protection. The unmasking is complete. The energy has shifted. The weight you once carried, unknowingly attached to another's hidden agenda, is no longer yours to bear. The fog has lifted. The silence has spoken. The truth has arrived not as thunder, but as clarity. And now, heaven speaks a final word, not of warning, but of restoration. You have passed the fire. You have endured the shaking. You have listened, received, and stood in your spiritual authority. What was once hidden has been brought into the light. What once delayed you has now been removed. And what was once used against you has now been turned into proof that you were chosen, protected, and divinely preserved. You are no longer bound by the ties of manipulation or deception. You are free. Fully, finally, forever. Hear me now. The cycle is broken. The path is clear. The interference has been cut at the root. What tried to steal your joy, your time, your trust will have no place in your next season. You are being elevated into alignment with heaven's design. You are being called higher, not just in purpose but in power. Everything you lost, every opportunity, every moment of clarity, every sacred connection, heaven is restoring in a new form. You will not go back to what broke you. You will walk forward into blessings that were waiting for you to be free. The sabotage has ended. The manipulation has failed. The curse is canceled. And your light, your divine, holy, protected light is rising again. Now, speak this over yourself. Declare it with boldness and faith. I am aligned with heaven's order. I am protected by divine justice. I am untangled from every false attachment. The energy is cleared. The cycle is broken. The restoration has begun. Your angels are rejoicing. Your ancestors are watching. Your higher self is clapping with thunder. You are no longer the seeker, you are the finder. You are no longer the one being drained, you are the one being poured into. The heavens have marked this moment. The cycle is over, and the new has come. Top N 111 333 555 Top N 111 333 555 in the comments to seal this method. Let the heavens know you received the word. Let the earth record your agreement. Let your spirit rise in power.